Nick Pitty is our 7th World Grand Prix Pitty. As you can see in the background there, look at how many we've already gotten, leaving only 3 to be released for Lewis Hamilton, Rip Clutchkineski, and Shu Todoroki. Of course, this is not including Guido, and the funny thing is that all of their respective pitties have been revealed some way or another as a diecast. Lewis's was canceled for the early 2017 mainline. Shu's was supposed to come out last year. We saw a prototype on Tobu, and Rip's is actually the next one to be released for sure in the next case of 2-packs. There will be a little intermediate case with like Lightning McQueen with Dexter Hoover, Eric Langley, and Alex Carville. And then the one after that will have Brian Gearsley, who is Rip's crew chief, and then Rip's Pitty. But we're only going to focus on Nigel Gearsley's Pitty today, Nick Pitty. So to give a brief little summary about him, he's available in 2019 singles case H. I actually did an unboxing on that case a couple weeks ago, so if you'd like to see that video, the link will be in the description below or the card suggestion pop-up in the top right hand corner. There were 4 new cards that I was going to review from that case, and this is the 4th one. I always put a poll on those videos to see which one you guys want me to review next, and sorry, Nick, you always lost the poll. So last but not least, I guess. So we have a nice little image of him there looking a little worried. Maybe he's just a little scared of these huge choking hazards that take up like 25% of the packaging. But anyway, we have the Desert Blur. Of course, he's in the World Grand Prix series. Definitely a series that's been around for a long time. On the back, we can see Carlo Veloso, Nigel Gearsley himself, Max Schnell, and Rip Clutchkineski. Now, all of these have been previously released. I believe actually all of them have been released from Thailand. And then, if I'm remembering correctly, Carla and Nigel got regular Chinese releases, but I'm not entirely sure. There's just so many variants nowadays, it's hard to keep track. We have a picture of McQueen and Francesco talking at the Porta Corsa race with the other racers in the background. The World Grand Prix will determine who is the fastest car in the world. Does it though? Spoilers for Cars 3, sorry. But yeah, Nick is awesome. We've been waiting for him for a long time, ever since he was revealed in, I think, September, October of 2017. So it's a long time in the making for Nick. And I'll be right back with him all opened up. So here is Nick out of the package, and he's looking awesome, even though his eyes look a little anime-ish, if that's a word. But let's just get right into it with his appearance in Cars 2. So of course, being one of Nigel's pitties, he's going to travel to each World Grand Prix race along with the other horde of pitties, because I don't know why, but for the World Grand Prix, every team except for McQueen's, of course, had like 1,000 pitties. Like realistically, it was like 10 to 12, but still that is an incredible amount. Whereas with the Piston Cup, there's only like 4 to 5. So I don't know why they needed so many in addition to the crew chief, but oh well, we can never really tell which one is Nick, but I will put some pictures on the screen there from the various races in which a Nigel Gearsley pitty appeared. Now, as for, like I was talking about earlier with the releases of those other pitties, I really do think they will finish the World Grand Prix pitties line, or it's not an official thing, but the idea of it, at least, 1 pitty per racer, and I think that will come eventually. Rips will be next, and then I think we'll finish up with the other ones over the next year and a half. At least I really hope so. I mean, we're getting a Taco Mint pitty, and that never actually even appeared in any of the movies, so I think it's actually fair to say we will see Lewis's and Shu's soon. Maybe sooner than later. But now getting into Nigel himself here, we're going to take a look at, let's go with the toolbox and tires first. So Nigel does race for the United Kingdom, and so that's why he's got the, of course, Union Jack along with the World Grand Prix logo there, the emblems that are on pretty much all of the toolboxes, which I will show in a moment. You have the silver lining. Now the toolboxes have been like this for literally 10, 11 years now, since the first Pitty with a toolbox came out in 2008. Yeah, 2008. And so we've been using the same mold that's been hollow. The wheels never roll. So it's just kind of funny that this has been one of the most constant accessories in the entire car's line. In comparison to some of the other, or actually all of the other World Grand Prix toolboxes, I have them all out here. We have Adam Parks. Now this is the Chinese version of Adam. There's the new Thailand version of Adam Park that is a little bit easier to find. So maybe the Thailand version will not have these circles, but the Chinese version does. I haven't really looked too hard at the new one yet, even though I do have it. It's actually not that far away from me if I really wanted to check. But anyway, moving on. Now this is the only toolbox that kind of distends from all the other ones in the fact that it has Jeff's number 24 on top of the flag there for the country. So that's a little weird. I don't know why they did that. Moving right along here to Alex McKenna's Francesco Bernoulli's Pitty. Italy there, looking good. Now I don't know why Adams had those circles. That was like the only one that had those. Even Hong Cho, who was released. Actually, Hong Cho has them as well, but they're much fainter. That's so weird. But yeah, of course, this is Miguel Camino's Pitty. Wait a second. They all have the circles. Wow, I am blind. I'm sorry, guys. They all actually have those little circles there in the corners, but on Adam Parks, it is far more obvious than these other ones. But yeah, they are definitely not on Nick. So that is so weird, guys. Let's look at these final two here. Yeah, they're a little bit more obvious here on Raul's. Emmanuel Maniez, the Pitty's name. And lastly, not least though, here we have Max Schnell's Pitty. And yep, you got the circles there too. So yeah, that's a little weird, but they are far more apparent on Adam. So that's why I didn't really see them on the other ones. But anyway, moving along to the tires that come with Nick. They are very similar to the ones that came with Max Schnell. They are just a little taller. So you can see here they have like that multi-spoke thing going on there. I mean, they are for sure a little different. And of course, Nigel's, it looks like it's a little taller, so thicker. Let's see how accurate it is to Nigel himself. I think that's a pretty great job, actually. They really did a good job with that. Let's see how realistic the thickness is. That's pretty spot on. Whoa. It's pretty spot on for sure. I really like how they did that. That's great. And they actually put this hole like they always do in the tires. So if you want to be unrealistic and stab the tire with the Pitty, I don't know why they do this. It's just so weird to like drive around with your fork stabbed in the tire. Like, that's probably not going to work. I much prefer to do it like this. But sometimes the forks are too far apart to hold the tires. So yeah, it's kind of a shame there. But anyway, moving on to the meat of this release, Nick himself here. So I did mention that his eyes looked a little weird. They look a little big, but that's okay. He really does have a glossy finish. Like you can see the paint reflecting, or the light reflecting off the paint there because it's so glossy. On the side here, you can see Nigel's typical stripe design. That is very much so apparent in Nigel's artwork. And then the World Grand Prix emblem again. Now this does look a little grainy. Like look how clear it looks on the toolbox compared to on the actual diecast. That just looks so weird. Moving toward the back here, you have the gray window and you have some yellow trim around the side windows, which is reminiscent of the yellow trim around Nigel's windows. So that's cool. And you also have these wheels here that have green little dots. Looks like the paint kind of they were pretty sloppy with this. So like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it just kind of looks a little haphazard, especially on this one over here. That one's like perfect. It's like they did the first one perfectly and then they're like, just whatever, I want to get home. I want to go home. And here's the bottom. They made it a green base, which is a little weird. They rarely do this where they make the base the same color as the diecast itself. Like here, Adam Park is an example of that. But if you look at some of the other pitties like Emmanuel Menez, they typically have a black or a gray base. So that's a little strange there, but cool. Cool. Do we have a date stamp? I bet it's on the fork there, I bet. No, sometimes they put it on the fork. So where is our date stamp? Do we not have a date stamp? Maybe it's a prototype that slipped in. Nah, I doubt that. But that is a little weird though. Sometimes, like, I'm not even kidding, they put the date stamp on the tip of the fork. I'm trying to find, yeah, here we go. Emmanuel Menez has it on the tip of his fork right there. So that's kind of interesting. But anyways, guys, that is all for Nick Pitty here. Let me know in the comment section below, which is your favorite World Grand Prix pitty? We got a whole slew of them here. I think my favorite is probably Adam Park still, just because I love the shape. It's the foreign style because it's like the rounded version. You can fit the tires on the forks there perfectly. And he's got the headphones, which a lot of pitties inaccurately don't have, like Alex McKenna here or Emmanuel Menez, for example, and the Max Schnell pitty. So that's why those are a little lower on my list, but they're all really cool, and I can't wait to finish off all these pitties. And now let's get a little shot going here with just the Nigel Gearsley team. Maybe we can simulate a little pit stop here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, a little heavy there. We could hold them down. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know I haven't been posting many videos lately, but I am actually better, so I can't blame it on the cold this time. I'm much better, as you can probably hear in my voice, but I've been so busy with school, and I'm going to Disney World next Wednesday night. I'll be leaving. And so I gotta get a lot of stuff done in preparation for school. Like I gotta finish a bunch of stuff in advance because I'm going to miss 2 days of school. And I also want to pre-record some videos as well. So don't worry, there'll be tons and tons of videos coming out, especially as school eases up in May. Yeah, like halfway through May, I'll be pumping out videos like crazy all the way through the summer. So thank you guys so much again for watching. We've had some great support lately throughout my little bit of a drought of videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Not sure what it's gonna be yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. See you guys then. Bye now.